Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BTS Americas, presented by Squarespace. We are here with Champions of Summer's Rift versus KotLGuy Gaming. It is game number 3. We made it here in the semifinals. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I'm not alone, thankfully, for the first time today. We had some troubles earlier with, of course, internet issues. And after that freaking 80-minute goddamn marathon, I have a partner. My name is Maut. Joining me today is KotLGuy. Dakota, how the hell are you, man?
I'm doing good, Matt. A lot better. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. I apologize to you and to the viewers. Unfortunately, of course, my wonderful ISP decided it was time for an outage conveniently all the way through both Game 1 and 2. I did get to watch it through my little iPhone, but it's been a hell of a series, man, and ridiculous work so far. Appreciate you taking reins and taking the solo spot, but let's do it, man. We're down to Game 3. It's going to get hype.
Yeah, it absolutely is. This is going to be pretty fantastic. Hopefully we have... I don't know if we're going to get a better game than what we got last game. And I think if you look at it from just, okay, I saw the game on Dota Buff, I saw it on Dat Dota, you say, okay, well, the game was 80 minutes because there was a techies in the game. And I don't think that's really indicative of how the game went. I think the game was really back and forth. I think a lot of it had to do with Brax's play. I think it had to do a lot with, obviously, how Mike played as well. It wasn't that they couldn't push into the base because of mines. That was one of the reasons, obviously, but... it was a lot of team fighting, and I think it made it for a very entertaining game rather than, oh, they can't push in because of remote mines. But I would not be shocked, Dakota, if we see a techies ban here.
I don't know. I mean, now, yeah, just how frustrating the hero it is, it might be better just to not deal with it altogether. But they might have done them a favor by removing the Tusk. Could have also just removed the techies in its own right. So we might not see it. Having that access to that snowball allows them to just get such an early game boost. That makes it a lot easier for the techies to segue into big potential in the mid game, and then allows them to be that nuisance of a problem into the late game here. Yeah. But it looks like this is going to be more of a run back to what game number 1 was more about here. Complexity get the Queen of Pain, I imagine more so for Swindle, and then that pesky little bounty hunter. And on Summer's Rift, they get the top platinum tier Leshrek, and then they go right for a solid IX mic grab in the Clockwork.
Yeah, and don't be fooled. Swindle's Leshrek, it might not have, posed the most issues for Champions of Summer's Rift last game, but now in the hands of someone on Champions of Summer's Rift this game, we'll see how it goes. They go for the Queen of Pain, which didn't particularly go that great for Swindle in that mid lane, but we'll see how things do turn out here. Bounty Hunter's going to get grabbed up as well. 1 minute and a half left of reserve time coming out from KotLGuy Gaming. And I like the bounty pickup, but for KotLGuy, it didn't really work out in that game number 1, man. I'm assuming you saw it. It wasn't particularly great.
Yeah, it definitely can offer a lot, but it seemed to come up short. And if I remember correctly, he had a really good start. He got the early Orb of Venom, and then he even got that Courier snipe at one point. It seemed like he was getting a lot done early, but it seems that things went apart. Now, I wasn't into the game 100%. I was frantically running around trying to get everything hopefully back up and running, but it was feeling pretty strong for Summer's Rift. I think that kind of caught a lot of people off. KotLGuy, of course, coming in probably as highly touted favorites, getting and securing their spot for TI. Expecting them to be the best team here, pretty much. And, when you're going to be going against some of the best teams across the globe, you better be amped up and ready. And you can't afford to let teams like Champions of Summer's Rift slip one past you. The next thing you know, it gets in your head a bit. But coming off that win, KotLGuy, you're going to be in a good mental position here. And, well, they're going to be banning out the gyrocopter. A lot of pressure on the late game from both sides. No PL, no AM, and now no gyro. Options are becoming a bit limited here, as an Undying will come up. Still a Bloodseeker out there and available if Rift want to pick it up again.
Yeah, that's something we saw UR run last game. Obviously, didn't work out the way they wanted it to, but it's definitely still an option they could go for. I like the Naga ban because we saw how much UR can do work with that in that first game. Undying kind of speaks to how KotLGuy, I think, want to fight a bit more early and kind of rely on track gold to take them through the mid to late game. They don't have a safe lane carry yet. I'm sure they would have loved to have Ziz in the gyrocopter, but they banned it out themselves. Bloodseeker is definitely an option here. I think, and I think Champions of Summer's Rift also ban out some really good heroes in the anti-mage as well as the PL, so that if you do want to go for a late game hero, your options are limited. I think if you're Summer's Rift, that if you don't pick the Bloodseeker here, KotLGuy might go ahead and grab that. That's definitely an option for them. So it's kind of a tough situation to be put in if you're Summer's Rift. What do we go for? Do we let them get the Bloodseeker? We know how it's going to be played. It's kind of awkward, man. We'll see if they grab it here, if KotLGuy will pick it up.
I'm also curious if Complexity are the kind of team that would consider pulling out a Pugna and do that Pugna Undying combo that we saw a couple of times from teams like NIP back at the qualifier or not. Could seem very siege heavy, but I don't know if there'd be a mixed interest of like what the team wants to get done within its own draft. But Skywrath Mage going to be the choice here. Good for the silence. Very nice against your Queen of Pain. That's great early pressure. A great zoner going against the off lane pressure there. And I don't know. Now Huskar seems to be something that's tickling the back of my mind here. Potentially for Cole if they do want to run it.
Yeah, it's one of those cheeky picks that we see, time in and time out. You'll see it occasionally. Sometimes it even gets banned by certain teams. They just don't want to play up against it. It's, I think, very good this game for the amount of magic damage that is there. You'd have to get some sort of break maybe to deal with the Huskar or just a really good right clicker, and Champions of Summer's Rift don't have that yet. So yeah, sure, Huskar, Bloodseeker's still available, or any other safe lane carry. Ziz is known for his Juggernaut, obviously, and his Troll, but that was last patch in 6.83. Even his Sniper, but those heroes are almost certainly dead and gone. So Complexity have 30 seconds left in reserve time. I don't know what they're going to go for here. They clearly want to fight early, and I think Bloodseeker does facilitate that, but they go for the Keep of the Light, my friend. And they've got some wave push, they've got some wave clear, they've got some team fight early.
Wonder if we're going to see a Naga as a potential fifth option here. They already got rid of the PL, obviously something that Complexity would love to go for. Ziz plays it many a time. And Summer's Rift did conveniently ban out the AM, a good cleave candidate, and Gyrocopter banning out on Complexity's side. There's not very many options to deal with the illusions. They do, of course, have the Lesh, but I don't know. It seems like Keeper of the Light, just you always want to be able to utilize his great taxi service, getting around the map and taking as much farm. Plus, he's wonderful at prolonging the game. Not as dramatic as a techies, but he still has solid high ground defense and could stretch the game out for that late game potential, like your Naga, what used to be a Medusa for a while, and allow them to really thrive. Or they could also look to go a bit aggro here, put the maybe Keeper and Undying into the off lane. They could always put this Queen of Pain as a solo safe, and then someone else in the mid lane. There's a lot of versatility here for Cole. I don't think it's as cut and dry as it seems to be.
Right, I agree. I think they will grab something that works well with the Keeper Light Taxi service, as you mentioned. I don't see them not going for something that thrives with farm later on down the road, and maybe like an Ember Spirit pick up a Boots of Travel. But that kind of indicates that they would like to go a little bit later, and that's not how their lineup is really structured. Summer's Rift go for the Rubik, which is, I think both teams really love this hero. Fly in particular has had some really good games with him, but so has, of course, Whitebeard, Demon. They've played this hero particularly well. And, of course, we talked about the clockwork, but Ix Mike in that first game destroyed. He was involved in so many kills, and even though there was a Queen of Pain, he seemed to find kills on her as well. A lot of that had to do with the Ancient Seal. I wouldn't be surprised if Complexity pick up a Yule Scepter for the Queen of Pain this game around again. There's the Huskar ban, which we were talking about earlier. A Drow ban as well coming out, making sure that's not another silence they have to deal with, but
does still leave the other options. Bloodseeker's there, but doesn't seem to fit quite with Complexity's setup, so we could see... oh, yeah, Naga was already banned. I don't know why I even threw out Naga as a casual option. So outside of her, it's like Medusa? Jug, maybe, for Ziz? I don't know, man. Seems a bit finicky. I mean, I feel like they really want to utilize this Keep of the Light in some sense, whether it's stretching out the game or getting this farming hero across the map, because otherwise I don't know why they didn't take up something like the Rubik for themselves. We already know that Fly plays it very well, and it's very good against the Clockwork. But no, it's going to be a Viper pickup here. Seems like this lineup has a bit of an expiration date, in my opinion, so potentially look for a serious aggro setup or just heavy siege power coming out from Complexity. We push it past 30 minutes, people. I don't know how good they're going to look.
Yeah, I think Undying doesn't particularly scale as well. I mean, that's just been how he's been for the entirety of Dota. Obviously, you have Greaves now. There's a couple of other items you can grab for Undying to make you a bit better later on down the road. And Viper scales a bit better than he once did as well. So it's not like, they're an abomination in the late game, but it's certainly going to be tough. And this Viper pickup does not surprise me at all for Complexity Gaming. They go for more early team fight. They clearly want to get kills, and Viper is going to chew through these squishier heroes. Rubik, Skywrath Mage, and Leshrac are going to get destroyed pretty early on. They'll go for the Clinks. This is a Brax Clinks. Uar picks up the Leshrac. We'll see if they change this around. Maybe Uar wants to go mid this game, and Brax wants to go safe lane, because Clinks mid, especially against Queen of Pain, might be difficult. I don't know about that. I think this is going to be some switcheroos happening here.
Put Skywrath mid. That'd be awesome.
I mean, I'm not unopposed to that. that's like a pub strat, and it's actually pretty good if you're good at it, but nah, it's just not going to work out, I don't think.
The other thing that's it's a bit interesting to me is if it was going to be a hefty siege, demolish kind of death ball push tower lineup from Sudden Complexity, they could have still pulled out that Pugna
Or
instead
DK
of this
even.
Viper, or DK,
And like
even.
throw a Queen of Pain safe lane too. But Viper also pushes pretty quickly as well. It's not like he has no push potential. I mean, we know that he's pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'm just curious if that it's a swindle special. Maybe he feels very comfortable with it. Maybe there's something that we're not even seeing here that they have in mind.
Yeah.
I am anticipating something very aggressive. I'm already seeing it here. They're moving as a 5. They're going straight up north, right into Summer's Rift territory, and I think we're going to see some fireworks pretty damn early in this Game 3 mod.
Well, while we have a second, let's go ahead and introduce the team. Summer's Rift, winning game number 1, just barely not grabbing that second game. We'll have Rax and the Clinks, going to be starting off with a Wraith Band recipe. He's so far in the bottom lane with the rest of his teammates. Yawar on the Leshrac goes for a mid build, has 2 shared tangos and an ult talisman, so it's looking like Yawar wants to go mid. Whitebeard is going to be playing the Rubik. That leaves Demon on the Scarith Mage, and of course, to round it all out, it'll be IX Mike 88 on the Clockwork as he uses all caps since his good luck.
Hell yeah. Here we go. Dire side, we got Complexity, your TI5 Invited America squad. IX, why am I saying IX Mike? Oh, God. Here we go. Radiant side, Z-Freak, who's already rummaging about. Ion your Bounty Hunter, early scout potential there. Moon Meander going to be playing your Undying. We got Fly playing the one and only Keeper of the Light. Swindle Melon's going to be playing your Viper. Last but certainly not least, we got Ziz, who's going to be playing more of the Safe Flame core farming Queen of Pain.
Yeah, so it looks right now like Yawar is going to grab this rune up. They have an aggressive tri-lane coming through from Summer's Rift. Whether to dodge Complexity or to try something on their own remains to be seen. But Yawar will head mid, so it is going to be the mid matchup that we thought in the first place. And that's going to leave... Actually, yeah, so Queen of Pain going safe lane here, which is kind of interesting, which I think you already touched on. This is a pretty okay matchup for Swindle. He has his Corrosive Skin. Obviously, Lightning Storm does a lot of damage, but really good right click for Swindle. A lot of damage potential, and already he's getting help from Z-Freak on a Bounty Hunter, which is not surprising. We see this so often when you have a Bounty. Go mid, right click with that Orb of Venom. No Janata just yet, but you are already taking some damage here.
Now, Yawar is holding a Sentry Ward, probably handed off to him just in case something like this comes his way. But the problem is that Z-Freak also has a couple of sentries in his pocket. He'll keep an eye on the inventory of Yawar, look to see if he can catch out where he's going to be dropping it, or at least maybe get some help from Swindle to eyeball where it will be, and then he could be there to kind of remove that small advantage. But bottom lane also already some early trades. Demon able to get a nice mini pull here, backing over. Couldn't get all the creeps. Trying to prevent this push from seeing so far forward under the tower, but that's because, Flies doing his best work, pulling out the side wave here. But you're still getting leech from all fronts, even Whitebeard getting involved right now.
Yeah. I think this pull is actually okay for Summer's Rift. It's going to push out here in a moment. Yeah, they have a creep wave under the tower. That's going to die, and it'll push the wave out. They actually have an Observer Ward here for the Dire side that's going to give some good vision and also block that creep camp. They're going to throw up some Arcane Bolts. So it's a dual lane bottom versus an aggressive trial. And because Bounty Hunter is roaming, they don't have that third hero. And there's a lot of damage to come with a lot of nukes here. So they do have to be careful, and Brax is leading the way in CS. It really just depends on what they can get done mid with this Bounty Hunter. Can they get some trades? Can they get some kills? And already Swindle taking some heavy damage here. You are looking for Lightning Storm. Last right click won't get it done. 50 HP. Salve comes through. Yawar will make his way down to that bottom rune spot, and both of them will stay alive. Yawar actually salving up himself.
Z-Freak will be there to eyeball it a bit, but yeah, this is getting me a bit nervous for Complexity. They have great burst, and they're a team that wants to get aggressive and get a lot of action done in the first half of this game, but they really do lack in the disabled department quite a bit. Yeah. Really no stuns, really no ways to offer lockdown. There's a slow here and there. Mana Leak, I suppose. Shuriken Toss is a brief disable. Slow of Shatter Strike and various other things, but nothing to really stop Summer's Rift from, getting away.
We might see what Fata does in Cloud9, where you rush that early, and I think a lot of Queen of Pains do this actually, is just you rush that early Scythe Device, which has seen kind of a fall off, at least in the American scene, where you just pick up that early Scythe Device, but it's definitely an option for Complexity if they get enough farm. But Ziz currently sitting on 7 last hits, 13 for Brax down bottom. They've rotated a support out. Whitebeard was rotating towards mid. He helped out getting that bottom rune spot. Bounty will be picked up by Z-Freak. He's level 2, so he now has the Janata. Top lane is something that is actually really in favor of Moon Meander, and that's not really shocking. He's got Decay. He can pump out more damage than Mike can, but Mike is salving up and claritying up, so he's got some tools to work with here.
Mid lane Whitebeard is acting as courier. Handed off the bottle there to Uar, and we'll head up into his own woods right here. Right by Z-Freak without even knowing it. Has no sentry, no detection on hand here. See if Z-Freak wants to flirt with him for a bit. And yeah, got him right in the back. Quick lift, but does make it back into Invis. So Whitebeard knows he's got company with him. Will be continuing to stalk out. I don't think it's good enough where Moon can really make work of this. He has little to no mana at this point, and it's kind of dealing with Mike. And yeah, Z-Freak he's just being annoying, man. Yeah, he's just annoying in the early game.
Right.
But I'm still not convinced this is going to be enough complex in the early game. I mean, we'll have to see how it goes. And I know you're making, I agree. Ziz maybe considers going for a sheepstick, helping out in the disable department, but it's a game where you also really need a BKB.
Yeah.
Lesh, lots of disables, Skywrath Mage. There's going to be a lot of items you need, and you only have so much time.
Down bottom, rune spot. Demon is going to grab the kill on Ziz, the Queen of Pain. I think probably blinked for that rune, and she unfortunately got caught out and got killed. The Ancient Seal coming through, I think, the Arcane Bolt as well. And you are helping out there top lane. Might get chased down by Z-Freak. TP's coming through. Telekinesis. Do they have protection? Tombstone's going to get placed down. Z-Freak slow, but not low enough. Custom shot goes in. They want the Arcane Bolt, the Fade Bolt. Z-Freak will fall. Mike's still just trying to run away from these freaking zombies. Moon's so tanky, although no decay stacks on him. Whitebeard might fall to the zombies so low. Finally, the decay comes in. Here's Ziz as well. Blinks up the Shadow Strike. Mike will throw up the cogs. Ziz doesn't have a blink to get out. Mike will go down, but Ziz falls to the tower. And so it's actually a bloodbath up here. Turns into a 2-for-2 trade in the end. And Summer's Rift just getting the better end of that one because that was a Queen of Pain dying in the end.
Yeah, definitely. Being able to bring down Ziz, making that rotation to participate makes it definitely work. Very, very nice for Summer's Rift. No one really had attention here for bottom. Brax is already going to be looking to go on the move here, but it's very, very frustrating there for your Queen of Pain. And Yawar continues to farm up very nicely. Has a bottled haste rune here. Imagine he's going to want to look to use it here potentially on one of these side lanes, but not a lot of information yet. Bottom lane, they'll fly. Trying to get the hell away here from Brax. Ringing around the trees. Can he find a juke spot? Finds a little corner, but there's nowhere to hide. He gets shot down off the horse. He gets dropped, and Brax is going to pick up the kill.
That's Ring of Regen. It looks like he might want to be going for Soul Ring, but no recipe. That's the Wraithband recipe. He's just going to get into kill, it looks like, instead. So Brax will have some mana regen. He's had a great time bottom, but here comes Z-Freak and Ziz. Detection is there for Z-Freak. He's got no mana either. Brax is dead here. It looks like last right click, the Shadow Strike will just take him down, and Z-Freak gets a much needed kill. That'll put him up to level 3. And that'll stop Brax in his tracks.
Nice back and forth trades right here. Makes it feel that this game is pretty damn close. The series has been very close. These teams kind of matching up. Could be more surprising for the side of Team Summer's Rift. A team that has definitely a more fresh roster here and a bit of a hot and cold history. But here we go. Yawar pops up the haste and gets a double rune. It's an invis. And let's go, boys. I bet he's making a roll towards the top lane here. Do they have the vision? They have the high ground ward. They have to know this is coming. They certainly have to know. Yeah, Moonman is going to be pulling back and away from the trouble.
Whitebeard was looking for the telekinesis. Just didn't have the range of obviously level 1 telekinesis. Not great. Z-Freak sitting mid, has dust. Not that, he might need it, considering Yawar does have an Invis rune, but there's a Sentry Ward here, and so Z-Freak knows this. Yawar was putting up his attack animation, throwing up his hands.
He's like, and Z-Freak's like, okay. Sentry Ward clearly in mid lane. No problem, go, guy. No problem.
Surprisingly, Demon actually doing a really good job. He's almost level 6 now, and he's already got Arcanes. So a couple of those kills really paying off. 2 kills, 1 assist, no deaths. They've rotated the lanes. Brax will now get safe lane farm in the top lane. Bottom lane Ziz will rotate back in. He's still only at 11 last hits. The good news is you look at Moon as well as Swindle's farm, and they're up there as well.
And Moon is definitely getting a lot this game. Off lane Undying. It was a dual lane, of course, but he's second, now third, but right up there as far as CS terms go. Net worth in third as well. And this is only participating in 2 kills. But, oh boy, Keeper of the Light gets caught out working with a lot of jungle action here from your roaming little Yawar Shrek, and he's going to pick up the easy kill.
Yeah, I think he roamed there with the Invis rune, headed Bob, and just found an easy kill. Demon almost soloed Ziz with Mystic Flare and Ancient Seal. Ziz was able to get out of it. Demon took a couple of tower hits. He went back home, so both heroes regenning up. Whitebeard looking for potential telekinesis. He'll find it. Hookshot comes in as well, which stuns him up. Now it's on the ground. The Tombstone's going to drop the Flesh Golem, but this is just going to be food and fodder at this point for IX, Mike, and company. They'll take this Tombstone down. It does take a while. Brax will Shadow Walk away, but that's a kill's a kill.
Love the Clinks pickup, man. Very good against the Undying. Helps you out throughout the whole game, ridding of that Tombstone. Running it almost useless. You know, one quick strafe, couple pot shots, and it's down.
Yeah.
And that's a big big thing. Undying, that's what I like to say his bread and butter. And you don't have that in the fights. You have a hero that's going to be a bit lackluster, especially as the game does progress. Undying, one to really fall off, whether it's his healing, sustained power, the effectiveness of Tombstone, and even just being able to get off as much straight steals as possible with his, his little decay. It doesn't become as potent later into the game. It's hard to make a lot of them land, and typically you become the first target and the first kill.
Yeah. I mean, Clix is definitely going to be a good hero against Moon Meander, but Moon has to be effective early on. I mean, this is an early game lineup. Yawar's just been kind of roaming around finding kills. He had got a lucky haste rune there as well, which means they were trying to go for a kill. Even if they got the Viper Strike off, it wouldn't have mattered. Once this mech is online for Swindle Melons, I imagine they're going to try to go for something here. They're already pushing into the tier 1 tower bottom with Moon Meander, but they need more help. Ziz is just going to go ahead and pull. Ziz is now kind of rotated into this sort of roaming support Queen of Pain role, which isn't great. We talked about items that he needs. BKB, Aghanim Scepter might even be a possibility, or the Scythe of Vice, and he's not going to get there anytime soon. They're not going to give him enough room, but there's the hookshot bottom. Mystic Flare, easy kill. The 1-2 punch, the combo that we see so very often.
That's why you need a BKB mod, right frickin' there. Yeah. I mean, you don't got that. You're going to be seeing those all throughout the game here, and there's not typically a lot of BKB candidates as is for complexity as a whole. Oh, they trade, and Yawar is going to be the one to go down. Swindle barely alive on this one. Rocket. Oh, what a sidestep. Swindle steps back and goes, I don't know. Ah! Ends up walking, though, into Brax's fiery arrow and does go down.
He's just trying to dodge everything, man. He's like, oh, where do I go? There's a flare coming. Oh, dear God. What's happening? And he sees
I don't think actually there was anywhere to go. You go up or right, you go to Brax, you go back, you go to Mike.
If he goes left, he still dies anyways to that burning arrow. There's like nowhere he could. Yeah, he's dead in that situation. Tombstone top lane. Whitebeard's getting run at. And he's like, that's fine. That's just a spell that's down now for, what, a minute. Whitebeard just backs up underneath the tower. He's trying to get Arcane Boots himself. TP mid from Yawar, who tried trading there. That was a very interesting trade to go up again. That's a lot of magic resist for a Viper. It's 25%. Yeah. I'm not sure why he tried to go for that trade, but
he's just so freaking big. Viper always just deceptively tanky and hard to really bring down. 1,100 life. Lesh, 700. He doesn't have the gains yet. He doesn't have those fancy bloodstones, and he doesn't have all the extra hit points right now. He's still a frail goat. So we'll see Brax, Z-Freak spotting each other out. Z-Freak, though, needs to get that freaking level 6. You get that track.
That's when things change.
That's when things change.
I mean,
ha! For now, it's a game of tag.
Gotcha. TP coming in. I think they have detection on Clockwork. Is he going to dust this at the right time? Mike, you're going the wrong way, buddy. Oh, he doesn't. He did hit Z-Freak with it. Does he flare this? Should see him. He pings him out. Someone pings him out.
Oh!
That's going to go. The Cogs battery sold help Mike out of mana. Now Mike's like, I want to get out of here, but the zombie's blocking him in. Tries to go for another Cog destruction. Now Moon caught out. Here's the strafe. Brax going to town, but he's alone. It doesn't have the skeleton walk. He'll pick up the kill. Now trying to go on Swindle Melons. He's very taken with that death pack, but it's not going to be enough. He is just stuck. The slow coming through. They finally bring him down. It is a 1-for-2 trade, though, as they got the bounty to the backside for Summer's Rift. Yeah, that Tombstone just destroyed him. The slow, the Viper Strike, everything. Made it so he couldn't walk anywhere.
Yeah, Mike led in, but unfortunately he was already too close to reinforcements there, and not everyone was like all hands on deck ready to play for the side of Summer's Rift. Not like Lesh was at attendance ready to go, and because of it, Complexity were able to take advantage. They did lose Moon, but they were able to follow up and just swarm over Summer's Rift at that point. They just got too badly beaten. You had a Whitebeard Rubik just kind of chilling by the tower with not much mana, not much health left. Demon stepping back, had no more mana to disperse, and Yawar showed up, but the damage had pretty much already been done there. So at this point, still very, very, very good for Summer's Rift. Complexity, I can't help but still fear for the lineup they put together and how they'll be able to itemize to kind of be able to be effective against Summer's Rift. As the game progresses, I feel like they'll just be the team that's going to be stronger and stronger. But here they go. They want to take an objective now. Maut, top tier 1 seems to be the choice. Fly's going to go ahead and rally in Swindle Melons, and they'll begin to poke at it, and it looks like it's going to be a free handover.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need to do. They have mech now. They have a couple of items. They're getting ready to go. They have level 3 Tombstone. It's time to just take down this tier 1 towers, and one by one, they should try to take these down with the mech ready. Because they have this early game lineup. We already talked about it. There's no reason to wait. You wait any longer, Clinks gets pretty big, Leshrac gets pretty big, and all of a sudden you've got 2 big heroes on your hands that you have to deal with, where you have pretty much nothing on Ziz's Queen of Pain still. I mean, he just got treads. So at least he's got something. But again, though, with mech now, and more importantly for Z-Freak having track, this is what I think it's going to be best for Complexity. If they can take one team fight with track gold, they're in, baby. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. Track gold could definitely just really break this game wide open for Complexity if they're able to get those quick kills. don't get themselves in trouble. But then I have to, you know, step back to what was said before is that they're just lacking in the disable department. So maybe if they can find, oh, Mike, good jump in on the moon, catches him in the trees, and a quick kill. And a tombstone's going to come up, and it is more pocket change if they want to take it, but they're just satisfied with the one takedown. Nice and easy pick, set up from the one and only IX Mike.
They're getting pit-served by a couple of heroes here north of this tier 1 tower. You are. Tombstone was stolen by Whitebeard. Steals Viper Strike as well, and now they're going to work at Swindle, but Demon picks up Ziz on the backside. Mike alone getting caught out. There's the poison attack. They have the track up on Z-Freak. He's alone. Track goes on to Brax as well. And it looks like Summer's Rift want to fight, but they're a little bit out of position. Mike is completely away from the squad. Fly's going to walk down from the high ground as if nothing happened. Says, hey, how are you? We'll see you later. Demon going for this backstab that we see so very often. He even throws up an Observer Ward, but he needs to leave. He's really low.
Summer's Rift just have multiple ways to fight on multiple fronts. It's very nice. You can see, like, 2 tag teams that are able to work and kind of get quick picks and make things work out, whether it's like a Clockwork Sky Mage. And on the backside, you have your Clinks and Yawar are able to get a quick, you know, lockdown and a quick couple of heavy bursts of damage. Oh, Ziz jumping in behind. Once Whitebeard here gets the quick scream and the Shadow Strike, and he's done for. And the track kill.
Yeah, they get
Z-Freak's able to step in and gets the track off, and they're going to be able to follow up with a tier 1.
I mean, this
is
the
a
answer.
lot of money.
Yeah, it really is. And this is the answer to what we just saw, where you talked about, you know, you're fighting with 2 heroes, you're getting kills, is you group up, which they were kind of late to do mid lane, and they get a tower, they get a track kill, and that's a lot. I mean, 1 track kill might not seem like much, but at this point where you're just trying to ball down and snowball out of control, track is everything. And now Z-Freak actually gets up to 1,200 gold. Gonna go for the Urn, then probably go for the Arcanes, then probably go for... Well, they don't even need the mech this game because they already have it on Swindle. So he's free to build like a Medallion, a Solar Crest, which we see very often on Bounty Hunter.
Dagon.
I mean, if you're feeling...
Dagon. My apologies.
You could say it either way. I don't think anybody really cares that much.
Basil. Well, yeah, no, they could use the extra burst potential. I agree. I would love a Solar Crest. Being able to have your poor man's Butterfly could add a lot to this team.
Uh-oh. Swindle Melon's bottom lane. Mike's coming in. He wants a hook shot. And Swindle's in a good spot, though, to avoid the hook. Moonmander, however, is not. He'll sit nearby, and they're going to find Moon. And he will drop the Tombstone. The Viper Strike will go. The mech will keep Moon alive for a moment. Brax will try to TP. I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, he just barely does. Ooh. So does Mike. They even TP out Demon, the Skywrath Mage.
That was like a bank robbery or something. Mike trappies in from the ceiling, and it was like, I got the objective here. Brax quickly cleans up, and they hightail it out in the getaway car.
We're playing Payday.
Before the cops show up.
The quick grab. Yeah. And they get out scot-free. They don't lose anything. That's a nice play. That's another pick on Moonmander. Moonmander has just been getting destroyed by these hook shots, and he has to throw down his Tombstone, and it does a lot of damage, but they're not grouped up enough for it to be effective to grab a kill. Invisibility. So another pick comes out for Summer's Rift. They're going to head bottom. There is a Mithril Hammer for Clinks, which could be the start of numerous items.
Swindle is in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the slope. Bop! Going to connect right there. Brax, he's going to go ahead, dish out the strafe damage, and then get the lift, and the... My God, Swindle Melons can take a lot of punishment here. Guy's got an iron jaw. Look at him. He's still alive and well. Wow. He's going to run. Blinding Light. Oh, doesn't really help with the synergy right there of a Sonic Wave, but it still connects and does big damage. Demon very freaking low, but he is tracked up, desperately trying to fly his arms away. Is able to make it out. Oh, my God. No one is going to die, Maut.
Are you kidding me?
No one is going to die.
What? They were so low. The Shuriken Toss almost finished everybody off with the tracks up on him, and they can't get a single kill. That ends with nothing actually happening. They might get this tier 1 tower. They even look at this creep wave, man. Jesus.
What the hell? It's like a party down here.
Yeah. This is more than likely
it's like a tower. That whole event down there was like a flash mob. That nothing really happened out of it. They all just kind of danced around a bit, and now they got this big leftover residual group of people. And they're like, let's just take this tier 1. And they're going to be able to do it.
Oh, Mike.
Ooh,
that's like
swing and a miss.
First missed hook shot of the entire series. I'm sure he's missed more game 1, but now they're going to turn this. You are tracked up. They'll take the tower, and now you have the Flesh Golem. There's no Tombstone for 12. Brax turning it on. Good split out from you are. Mystic Flare's going to go as well. The Ancient Seal. Moonmander in trouble. They've already lost the Viper, which means no mech. Fly trying to TP out. Ziz in trouble. Cogs are up. Fly's going to get caught by Demon as well. Mike will come in. No battery salt needed. And they don't lose a single hero on Summer's Rift, and they grab 3 kills. They didn't get tracked, though, at least. Whitebeard didn't steal that.
Yeah, really good heads up there. Summers Rift, they leave the first skirmish, are able to heal up, and then get at attendance for that Tier 1 defense. Even with that missed hook shot, they still managed to make it out with a really good fight and a wonderful trade. Taking out both cores on the side of Complexity. You know, adding the old man to it is just the frosting on the cake, so... And this is the part of the game where you're looking to Complexity to really be doing well, so that there is no chance for this Summer's Rift late game. You're taking down this Lesh so much that he regrets picking up a Bloodstone. He only has 4 charges. No, Yawar has 10 freaking charges. In a really good spot. You're looking at Brax. He's got his hammer. Probably building into a BKB, I'm sure. And at that point, what the hell are you going to do?
Yeah, this is
scary.
You hit the nail on the head. Complexity's early game is supposed to be fantastic. It's suffering. And a lot of that has to do with Mike catching out Moonmander. They clearly aren't ready to fight in those situations, and that gives Complexity more time to farm up on certain heroes. And not to mention the amount of gold it gives them every time they kill Moon. They get Moon again. They clearly weren't ready to fight. But this time they do have vision of Summer's Rift walking through. The Viper Strike will go from Swindle onto IX Mike. Hookshot does not connect. It hits onto a Tombstone zombie. Mike's going to try to TP. He's not going to make it out. This might be the fight they're looking for. Ziz already blown up, but they've lost one to Leshrac. Moon is going to go down. Brax is just dishing out the damage. He'll try to turn on Z-Freak here. Here comes the Blinken. Whitebeard gets a spell stolen. Mech will keep everyone alive. Brax finally goes down, but it's Z-Freak, and Brax gets a triple kill. Whitebeard steals not track, unfortunately. It is Shadow Walk. In the end, Brax completes up his Desolator and now has almost 1,000 gold in the bank. And Mike also gets out, even though he was getting destroyed by the Viper.
It's just another trade that works out to the better of champions of Summer's Rift. I mean, even if these were breaking even, I'd say they'd be still in favor of Summer's Rift.
Yeah.
But 3 for what, 2? And they still lost their Queen of Pen once more. And you're looking to her to be one of the biggest factors. This is their late game core player, you know, and he is continuing to get knocked down. What is he at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in net worth right now? That's not good. Not good at all. And Viper as well, you're looking to him, and he's not really going a damage buildup. He's got a mech, and he's going for Ags next. It's not like a, you know, a Manta or something. He's looking to bring in some extra, you know, deeps.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Very nervous for Complexity, but
yeah.
Hero, they're catching out Fly here. They got the telekinesis slip Mystic Flare, but he's still good. Moon intercepts, drops down the Tombstone, gets the heal onto the old man. He's going to be fine. They pull back, and in the meantime, Z-Freak gets a couple of tracks off, throws out the Shuriken, and it's just going to force Summer's Rift to back up. But oh, jumping from Ziz, Sonic Wave. Oh, Whitebeard still standing strong, able to waltz himself back to the base side. Still all of Summer's Rift alive. They're still pursuing, Maut. Swindle Mel jumps in, they want Yawar. Ziz catches up, gets his own Shadow Strike, the quick suicide at the end. They ultimately will bring him down, but it's not to their liking. But here comes Brax. He's going to be the janitor here. Maut, he's going to try to go for some cleanup. Swindle, boop, bop. Can he get one more? He can't. Going to get slowed very nicely from Moon. Hookshot's going to miss from IX Mike. He's going to get slapped in the ass with a track. And they're not going to be able to get any more return damage. It's a Queen of Pain for the Lesh when the dust does settle.
And actually, I think is more gold going to Summer's Rift, and this might not... he must have been tracked, right? He denied himself. That's right. Yawar didn't even go down to anybody from Complexity. He just popped the Bloodstone. Yeah. So what is that actually like? That's again nothing. And they're so close to getting these kills, man. The Sonic Waves, the Shuriken tosses, they're so close. And if those two fights, the one bottom lane and the one mid lane that we just saw, if they were to get at least 2 or 3 kills with track onto Summer's Rift, things might change. But that's just not happening. And I think this timer, this clock, is ticking for Complexity because, as you mentioned, the Viper's not going for like an SNY for MKB for a Manta style or anything like that, which, I mean, to be honest, he probably shouldn't. But it means that he's not going to have right-click anyways later on down the road. And Brax is already big, man. 2K plus the Desolator. It's time for them to head to Roche. They'll take this quickly.
Yeah, they'll take it. Handing it, I imagine, off to Yawar here on his Lesh. Really nothing Complexity can do or say. I mean, they might even know this is happening, but they're going to be persistent. They're going to split push out. They're going to keep the pressure away from their side. Don't get me wrong. Complexity can stall this one out. I already said in the drafting period, KotL, very good at high ground, being able, you know, to put yourself in an appropriate position and throw out some Hail Mary blasts to keep all the creeps at bay here. Oh, man, they are just double dusting their way, seeing if they can get a brief glimpse of maybe a bounty hunter or something, but they didn't catch anyone. But the thing is, they hold it out, they hold it out, and they hold it out. I don't know what they're going to be holding out for. And eventually, I feel like Summer's Rift are going to be able to get the jump in, whether it's Mike with a hook shot, a quick setup, Mystic Flare from long range. They'll get their pick, and they'll just have the advantage in numbers to kind of take over the base.
And I really think that it's not necessarily all on Z-Freak, but he hasn't had the success that we're normally accustomed to seeing on a Bounty Hunter. In fact, he just misses that courier coming through. I will say this, that is an Aghanim Scepter on Fly already at 23 minutes into the game, and he's died 3 times. So at least somebody's got farm. He is actually right in the midway, if you look at the net worth chart here. 5K, he's actually ahead of the Queen of Pain, who was safe lane. He was supporting that Queen of Pain as more farm than her, so that's kind of funny.
they clearly traded the farming priority between Fly and Z-Freak, and they put a lot more emphasis on Fly getting that Aghanim Scepter because they know eventually they're going to have to defend and try their best to slow down Summer's Rift, and you need that Aghanim's Call to do it. And then you have that daytime heal, and it's so freaking good. You got to remember, not just for heroes, for your creeps, it keeps them pretty much back and full healthy for the next push to come and the next wave that rolls up. He just takes on an entirely new hero at this point. And stuff like Blinding Light could be huge in fights against Summer's Rift. You got to consider Brax has no BKB, so he's not going to be hitting for anything for that duration. And if he times it out appropriately and can reduce the cooldown of Blinding Light, you can get it off easily twice in one fight.
Yeah. And the really good thing is now they also bought a gem as soon as that Aghanim Scepter came out. They realized they had the timing. It's time for them to get map control back. This is kind of dangerous, though, because if you lose the gem, either Summer's Rift just deposit it in their base, or more than likely they use it to try to catch out the Bounty Hunter and get vision of their own. Summer's Rift clearly aren't scared. They're heading into the enemy jungle. There's a couple of wards that are going to scout out IX Mike nearby. There's a mid lane ward that's going to see Whitebeard walk through, who, by the way, is a Blink Dagger. That's a great timing. And they're going to head bottom, and Swindle Melon should know that this is coming. He might die anyway.
Well, there's a smoke right behind him.
They're baiting him.
They don't see that. They're baiting this. Mike's going to go for it. Well, they go in. They're going to lead in with Demon. Now they show up. Mike catches the backline crew and drops down the cogs. Now the blast will fly through the first one from Fly. Turn around, Sonic Wave, a big one at that, onto 3, but it is stolen and used there from Whitebeard before he does go down, but man, big damage to Fly out from Complexity. They are able to bring down that first life of Aegis. They've already lost 2, I think, for Summer's Rift. They're just trying to retreat. Noir's able to make it out somehow there at the end because they have the lack of disables pot, and he's able to just TP home free. Mike not so lucky. There's going to be the Yules. Mike should go down here. He's going to make him sweat for it, though.
Finally, a good fight coming up for Complexity. They'll take 3 and use the Aegis as well. Brax was clearly not comfortable fighting that for good reason. He might have seen the gem. He backed away, didn't want to fight. And it turns out being a fantastic bait from Complexity. They keep up the Viper with mech and whatever they had. And it finally looked like they had some real damage going for them. They had a great Sonic Wave again from Ziz. The Illuminate came out at a perfect time, kept everybody fighting fit, and the damage was great as well. And so Complexity, they say, okay, listen, we have more time on this clock than you might think. They turn that fight around, they get a couple of track kills. It does go back to about 5,000 net worth lead for Summer's Rift. They still have a long way to go, but it's definitely possible.
You hold out, and I wonder, maybe they consider having Ziz build into right-click or something. He has a point booster now picked up.
Maybe an Aghanim. I mean, I'm assuming it's an Aghanim Scepter. It seems to be the most logical.
I mean,
and that's actually
like
a really good item.
Stall. I mean, that's like nothing's pushing our base.
Right.
We got Sonic Wave and Coddle Blast. Nothing's getting in there.
Oh, Whitebeard. Whitebeard, they have daytime vision. That's a keep of the light, man. The tree line, it's not going to work really anymore if it's daytime. I don't think he's going to make that mistake again.
Unobstructed vision, man. So good.
I mean, you probably know, you know better than most how good Keeper of the Light with an Aghanim Scepter can be. So
everything you want to do objective-wise revolves around daytime. Being able to move around. But you can say the same for the other team. They want to get everything done around nighttime. And it just still can come down to which team has more going for themselves. Now, top tower does go down to Brax. Z-Freak's on his tail, though. Gets the track off, so he's just stalking him at this point. But he stalks him right into a sentry. Gets off 3 shots and was almost enough. Follows up with a dust. That might have came a little too late, but he is still in hot pursuit. They both see each other here.
Another track.
Turn back, refreshes the track. But, oh, man, he just gets that one right in the eye. And he goes down.
He needed that crit to get the kill, and he got it. Brax thanking the RNG gods for that one. And he's now up to 4K gold. So yeah, I mean, it is still daytime. Keep the light, obviously, thriving in this situation. It's going to become nighttime pretty soon. We'll see what Summer's Rift can get done. There's a Yule Scepter, a Bloodstone for Uar. He pops the regen rune. What's his next item is the real question. Again, though, the later this game goes, the more Brax is going to be influential, and even Uar as well. They pick up a couple of BKBs, maybe some other defensive items. Summer's Rift have... Obviously, it's going to be tough to clear creep waves, but they've got the damage, they've got the team composition to be able to take this. Might just be waiting for the next Roche, which is going to be a while. I I don't know if you're Complexity, if you really are like, okay, we need to get this done now. Do you think they try to go for something here, like a push? It is nighttime now, so maybe they wait until daytime again,
Yeah.
probably?
But the same thing, for Summer's Rift, it's like, okay, it's nighttime now. We got to go on the prime
Right.
now. It's time for us to move. We're the
Players
Nightcrawlers
here.
here. But they're going to have to keep... It's a tough task. You're going against a team like this. Keeping these lanes pushed back on the side of Complexity might be a pretty damn tall order. Now, when you're seeing the Agnum's Coddle, when you're seeing Queen of Pain look to finish out Agnum's, it ain't going to be easy. And they'll just do their best to stall this one out. We could see another long game mod. Sorry to say it.
I don't know if it's going to be 80, 90 minutes. Techie's kind of long. That game... Oh, man, that was a good game. And it's really hard to top that game 3. It's definitely possible with this game, but there's a certain path we expect this game to take where that path wasn't really there in game number 2. It was kind of no holds bar, whoever does what wins. Brax will take down the tier 2 tower bottom. It's actually just going to be given up to the entire Dire team. They really want to force these heroes back, but the tier 2 tower top is going to get cleared up by Complexity in the meantime. Then they'll probably TP home and defend this tier 3. The Illuminate already comes through, but Brax doesn't give a damn. He's going to go ahead and just strafe it up.
He hits so hard. That's
Yeah.
just the one thing you got to remember is that he has the hardest hit in this game right now. Like, he hits like a
Mack
truck,
truck.
man.
Yep,
And
yep.
he gets in there and he gets a good strafe off. You're going to be losing a tower. You're going to be forced to glyph early.
They have to be there together early. Otherwise, that's what happens. They lose,
Yep.
one half of their tier 3 tower health. It's not
Boom,
great.
There he goes.
You got to like be in there, immediately blinding light, keep him back, time out your glyph. Try everything possible to not allow him to get off those free little pot shots because they will add up. Summer's Rift have a team where they're not afraid to slow siege if necessary.
And Complexity now, they're going to have to keep bottom pushed out while trying to put pressure on other lanes. Again, it is still nighttime, and Complexity clearly aren't as confident during this particular time. Obviously, they would like it to be daytime. They don't have the equivalent of darkness, where if you're a Night Stalker, you just hit your R button and boom. It's nighttime, but that's not the case here for Complexity. So they'll kind of have to wait things out. For Summer's Rift, Brax is going to continue to get farmed. This guy is... He's not even the top in net worth, and he's already got a Daedalus and a Desolator, plus 1,700. It's actually you are sitting on the top, but just by a little bit. He's got a full Bloodstone, almost an Octarine Core, plus a Yule Scepter. He's getting close, man.
But that was a Yawar who was kind of getting bullied a bit by a Viper. Remember, he got taken down. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he's only got 700 life. Well, now he has more life than the Viper, and he's just gross. Like, he's just already just such a bigger factor in this late game. Can shrug off the Viper at this point, but we'll have to see. He's going right for that Octarine Core, and the sustain capability he gets from it in these fights just gets out of control. It becomes so much harder to bring him down. They're on the move, though, Maut. They're going to go straight south here, hoping that then maybe catch off any sort of Complexity member.
I'm not
They really want to
sure
get proactive at night.
where they smoked up. I don't know if they smoked up underneath this ward, but it looks like Complexity were ready for it. I guess they just see that mid lane's pushed in, top lane's kind of pushed in, and nobody's really farming it. So Complexity, they're like, that's a pretty obvious 5-man smoke kick. There's nobody out front except for, Mike and Uar and Whitebeard who have shown themselves bottom. Smoke's done. They're going to try to push into this tier 3 tower. It's actually really interesting that Summer's Rift are trying to get this much done in this nighttime with the composition that they have. But they clearly want to bring this tier 3 tower down. There's the Illuminate. They'll mech up just to keep the creep wave alive. Viper Strike will go onto Brax. It's going to hurt. It is pretty spammable for Swindlemount. It's only cooldown for another 8 seconds. And they have to back away.
His Agnum, so he has no buyback. If the fight does break out and he goes down, he's out. But I think Summer's Rift just want to push on forward. They could go back and do Roche now. It's still nighttime.
Yeah, but Complexity ran on their tail with a Smoke of Deceit gank, Dakota.
Yeah, don't they have a track out? I think they had a track out. That's why, Brax has it. And he's like, oh, I'm not going to Roche. I'm just going back up this way. Yeah. By myself.
Yeah. They'll walk back over this Observer Ward. Complexity's still on the hunt. Swindlemound's leading the way. Mech's still ready to go. They're sitting right on top of this Observer Ward. This is not a great place for you to sit if you're Summer's Rift. But Complexity, they're not going to walk up high ground, which is, I think, a smart decision. There's no vision here for Summer's Rift. They really have no idea where Complexity are. They've drawn a little bit of a line. They think they're near Roche. They're close, but no cigar. They're drawing a line for themselves, I think, as to where to go. But they don't know that this ward was here. So, interesting.
They have daytime now, so they'll see everything that's coming from around, but it's very apparent they don't know where Summer's Rift are at this moment. But they're very hesitant. Well, Swindle, you go first. They're going to go back up to mid lane and have them retreat out this way, so They're not going to be able to find anything. It's not as simple as Summer's Rift is going back and doing the Roche. They're onto them, and now they're the team that's smoked up. They're going to place down a couple of wards so they could see if anyone's coming, and they're going to make the committed move into Roche and bring it down right away.
Yeah, they're heading into the Roche pit with an obvious edict and Desolator Daedalus damage. Roche dies within seconds. And Complexity they're together. They're 5-man pushing mid, but now they have to deal with an Aegis and the Leshrac. That was the second Roche, by the way. Yawar will pick his boots back up. His Octarine is so close. Just about 100 away. Less than that even. Complexity? What vision do we have here? Oh, fight's breaking out. Hookshot comes in. Sonic Wave, but it's a land to Mike. Z-Freak, Mystic Flare, not to get. Good mech to keep him alive, but finally falls. Mike trying to TP out. Might make it away. Looks like he will. Moonmeander getting chunked down. Brax's right click is going to work, and Ziz trying to stand toe-to-toe. The Blinding Light doing work with Brax, but now off of him. Swindle getting chased down. Arcane Bolt flying through. Mech's going to come up and just... Now there's a splitter. Then it's going to bring him down. 3-for-1 exchange. Brax gets the double. Whitebeard's still chasing. He had his Blink Dagger. Can't find Fly, who is going to force away. It is Summer's Rift taking a 3-for-1 fight, though, and now they have the complete advantage as they push this Tier 2 tower.
Huge for Summer's Rift at this point. Only losing clock. They're going to try their best to keep Yawar from pushing this down, but it's very easy with the Edict. They're moving on in, Maut. They still have an Aegis to work with. This could be the beginning of the end for Complexity, man.
Yeah.
Not very good, and they're done. This is game 3. No double elimination. They lose this one. They're going home. And Summer's Rift will be securing a spot in the grand final for BTS Americas.
Yeah, Summer's Rift have complete control right now. They can sit back, wait for daytime to end, try to find a pick off in the Keeper of the Light, maybe force out a buyback on a hero that they do find. They even now have a BKB on the Clinks with an Aegis up as well. They really have all the time in the world to finish this game off, I think. And for Complexity, they kind of are forced into defending high ground and getting a really good Sonic Wave, Viper Strike, a couple of heroes getting a good Illuminate, and hoping to God they get a good team fight victory. It's going to be hard, though, man. I don't know how Complexity are going to be able to actually find... I think they have to smoke, especially with daytime vision. They really have to just try to find a pick off with smoke.
It won't be so easy, though. Freak stalking. Oh, Scream just to push things out. Brax sees that, and he's like, hey, no Sonic Wave. I'm going in. Boom, bang, bong.
Oh,
that's
my
it.
God.
3 shots, Maut. That's all it takes.
Daedalus proc, though, on the second hit. It was a good idea to use him, and if that Daedalus proc doesn't hit, I think he might have lived. It's just not lucky this game, unfortunately, for Ziz. Yeah, it's really... There's not much you could do. You kind of just have to split push and do what Z-Freak is doing, which is, I think, sort of cutting the creep wave or looking for a courier. Yeah, he's just going to try to cut the creep wave. But they're not heading towards mid. They're heading towards top. So
the ultimate thing, Maut, is just, yeah, Complexity can do their damnedest to stall this one out. I fear they don't have that backup plan. Like, okay, once we're able to wipe out Summer's Rift, who are they going to have to help wipe out the second time when they have buybacks and ready to go? And ultimately just kind of 1 versus 4 if necessary. They're making it go onto Brax right here. They get the track of the Viper Strike. It brings him down pretty low. Mike's already there. He gets his own track. But there's no follow-up yet. Oh, they bring in Moon Meander. Look at this Complexity. Looking to go on the offensive for the first time in quite a while.
Demon
going all the way to Summer's Rift side.
Demon doesn't have a TP back home. Z-Freak is going to jump on Yawar. He does have his Aegis. He'll use himself up first. They do have the Tombstone on the ground. Lightning Storm Split Earth, and now Yawar is going to go to work. Sonic Wave up on the Whitebeard. Yawar finally Aegis gone down. Mike looking to hookshot on cooldown for 22 seconds. However, here comes Brax. He wants to take down his Tombstone. He's going to find it. Another Viper Strike. Yawar in trouble. BKB for Brax going to work. Looking for Swindle Mounds. Tracks up. They're trying to retreat together. They've got some good move speed. And they only might get this Aegis. Z-Freak will make his way out with a TP. He canceled it? Split Earth came through. Brax is going to right click. There's absolutely no way that should have been canceled by the enemy team. I'm almost positive he canceled that. Z-Freak will get recalled, though.
Yeah, that was awkward. I was checking it out as well. Don't know why that ended up stopping, but it did nonetheless. Gets recalled back, and Z-Freak's still kind of auto-walking back that way. But they get him back over, and really, what was done with all that, Maut? Did they only take down Yawar and the Aegis? That's
right.
It?
Yeah, that's it. That's all they got done. But that's still pretty good for where they are in this game. And they did force out the BKB charge of Clinks as well. So Brax doesn't want to fight for another 30 seconds, and Complexity behind Swindle are just going to do their damnedest to push up. And they'll stay together. They're actually going to TP back home, TP and defend this tier 2 tower. Is there a possibility that they could somehow get enough farm on all these heroes that they can actually kill everybody with a right click, maybe through, magic? Complexity are still in this. They haven't lost a Rex yet, but, well, Swindle is going to get chased down now.
Yep, Yules, easy splitter setup. Right click from Brax. This is a dead Swindle, without question. Does have buyback. A little over a minute otherwise. You'll have to force to just kind of sit on those sidelines. That tier 2 going down. Look at this complexity going, breaching into the high ground here, the southern side of Summer's Rift base. Tombstone committed and everything.
Oh, Whitebeard stops his TP. It looks like they know that they can push faster. They can head right into the tier 3 tower. Glyph's going to get used, but even with Tombstone, they can't push very fast. Edict's going, and now Brax is dishing out the damage. Blinding Light will go, and Brax is frustrated by that, I'm sure, but it's only going to last for a couple of seconds here. This tier 3 tower is about to fall, Dakota.
Still nursing that BKB just in case. A full 10 seconds ready to go. Whitebeard moving in, steals the track, puts back on the Z-Freak, gets a track kill.
Oh, God.
Brax, meanwhile, able to take out
Mission,
not only
keep
him, but the
Whitebeard alive.
Rex.
Keep Whitebeard alive. It's the most important thing. He's got track. Don't let... Oh, he's dead. He's just dead.
Gets that last track off. But yeah, he's done for.
Melee racks down at 39 minutes for a team that we thought didn't have particularly great... I guess they do have really good mid-game, actually, for Summer's Rift, but this is against a complexity lineup where we thought, okay, really good hold, really good split push, really good counter push, and really good team fighting at about 30 minutes. Moonmeander hasn't done much, and I think that's a byproduct of what we saw earlier. And the same could be said for Ziz as well, who just didn't get any farm in that safe lane, and they lose the melee Rex top because of it.
And you can kind of see it in the play from both teams. This is very serious. The nerves are there. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened to chalk up little tidbits like that TP, but, this is serious. One team must go. One team must stay. Pressure is on. Mistakes will happen, but it's the better team that makes little to none of them that are going to be able to really compete. And here comes Complexity charging down this mid lane. It's daytime, though it's fight time for them. Tier 2 still stands in this mid lane. Maybe they catch them on the side.
Oh,
look at
this
this.
could be
Blink in.
huge.
Yules, Brax. Oh no! Air ball on the Sonic Wave. He doesn't even need to use a BKB. Just gets mana leaked and forced away to safety.
He's so tanky with Death Pact up, and he's going to Death Pact to creep as well, and he's just going to keep going. Meanwhile, I mean, Yawar is just creep cutting. I mean, the tier 2 tower was their main objective. They're not even going to be able to get it. And Yawar just TP's home. And so, Complexity come away with no... I mean, that would have been a huge kill if they could bring down Brax. I mean, that's... He's, what, 14? He must be beyond godlike at this point or close to it. He might have died recently. I'm not sure. But he's got to be up there in terms of the sprees that he's got going. Ziz is going to get almost 3-shot. Whitebeard is up on the high ground. He'll fall. He's going to get tracked up, and that's going to be a kill. Swindle now taking the right click of Brax. Brax pretty slow. Shuriken Toss. Tombstone's going to get dropped down. It'll zone them out. Brax will get mana leaked. He's stunned up. Track's still on him. Ziz has his Sonic Wave at the ready. He's going to maybe use it. There's no Death Pact. This could be a kill. Brax with BKB. Last right click. They'll bring him down. 80 seconds on the sidelines. He's got the buyback. All right. It's not over yet for Complexity as they get this tier 2, Dakota.
Big push, though. Top part of their base. They better get a lot out of this. Otherwise, they're going to be going back home to little bits of rubble and a whole lot of work to pull out from. So they get that tier 2. No way to breach into the high ground yet. Now they're dancing with them a bit here on the sides. Demon pokes them a bit.
They want to force that buyback.
And, they want to see if they can force Brax to come out from hiding here. Swindle starts taking position. Right-clicking down to tier 3 as the blast comes through from Fly. Healing and rejuvenating. Mystic Flare not going to do a lot of damage with the help of that Glimmer Cape. This tier 3 is going down.
Oh, yeah. They don't want to buy back. I mean... They really know that if Brax dies twice, this game might actually just be over. He will buy back. Swindle's going to walk in. This could be destructive. They will find a hookshot on Swindle. Does he have his mech? Not for 10. Custom shot's going to fly. They clever keep him up. But look at the right click chucking through. Sonic Wave. Brax does not have a Death Pact target. He's got to use it here. He's getting pretty low. They'll chunk down the Tombstone. There's the Soul Rip. Swindle Melon's in trouble. They blow up the Creep Wave with the Illuminate. And they're just going, man. They're just pushing. Brax still with no Death Pact target. This Rax mid lane in trouble. If they bring down Brax, this could be huge. He'll walk up, the Illuminate, healing everyone. So much work being done by Fly. Another Viper Strike. It'll bounce right back with the Lotus Orb. Z-Freak, mech'd up, kept alive. They Glimmer Cape him as well. Swindle Melons. The heal bombs are ridiculous with Soul Rip, with Illuminate. Ziz finally Ancient Seal, but not brought down yet. Brax might have to just go home. You are gonna use himself with the Yules. Swindle still walking up. Sentry Ward on the deck. Another Lotus Orb procced up. There's the Splitter. Sonic Wave goes. Demon taking some heavy damage. Nobody dead yet. Brax not gone. It's getting close to nighttime. Brax back in the fray. Deathpack still going. He's going to walk in looking for a right-click target. Illuminate's going to continue to get pumped out here, Dakota. And now we've hit a standstill.
No real big damage onto the racks here. Ziz gonna get sent back, but they do have Fly to recall him, but Luke is already moving in. Split Earth on the Moon. Moon in trouble, eating right click from Brax. And they are gonna be able to bring down Z-Freak. Fly, force him to high ground, has nowhere to go. He goes down. Whoa, man, looking like one by one. Maut, each complexity member gonna be falling here, though Brax. Oh, look at that, help from the Lotus Orb, still man-moding here on the Swindle. They take each other out. Buyback for Brax even, so it's a dieback for him. Whitebeard's going to get dropped. Moon, one of the last standing here for his team. Mike's going to retreat, make it out to safety. Look at this, ends up being only 2 from each side, still standing strong with a couple of buybacks.
And their creep wave is still here, pushing into the racks now. I don't know if Complexity can actually get anything done with this because of how low Ziz is. But that's a lot better than it probably should have been for Complexity. I mean, they're knocking on the enemy doorstep after being down this entire game. Dude, oh my god, those Illuminates were sick. Did you see how much damage or health they were healing up? It was actually insane.
That last move he did too, forcing up to the high ground means the gem drops in that high ground spot, and it's not easy for Summer's Rift to grab. So all Queen has to do is go over there and pick it up.
Yep.
Good heads up play from Fly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that gem is still very important. I think Summer's Rift are feeling a bit uncomfortable with how that last fight went. Roche is up, but the majority of their damage is not there. Clinks is down for 30 seconds, and he would love to have an Aegis on him right now. He has more than enough room for it. But Complexity will have their Viper respawning in 12. It is still nighttime, so it's not the best time to try to take a fight or push into Roche if you're Complexity. It's looking better than I think we anticipated. It's still real grim for Complexity, but they've got a shot, and we'll say that much.
They certainly do. We'll see, though, how much of a shot it's going to be here. Summer's Rift could decide to hold this one out. There's Roche up at their convenience, at their leisure. They can move in there and get it done. Brax already en route. It looks like that's what's going to be on the menu.
Yeah, and Complexity aren't going to try to go for it. They know they can't contest. Yeah, they're not going to try to. And it's just the worst possible time for Roche, to be honest. Brax will take this Aegis. He has a slot. It could be a cheese for him, actually. Yawar might take the Aegis. Brax might take the cheese. Alright. It does take him a bit longer. An illusion. Yeah. They could have maybe denied, but no. By the way, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no. It's cheese for Brax. Yeah, Yawar is going to be taking the Aegis once more. They're heading right bottom. This is nighttime. That Kyle's not going to have his heal. He's not going to have that huge vision advantage. Maybe they're looking like this is their time to put a lid on it. Will they be able to penetrate, though? Ain't gonna be easy. First, you gotta swoon Complexity. Take him out to dinner a bit.
And it's up.
He's easier than done. Every strike and he go in. Swindle Melons, he's gonna pop that up. Spam that as much as you possibly can. It's the name of the game. Brax is just gonna right-click the tower once, then back up. Mike has Lotus Orb, by the way, so anytime they crack, anytime they Viper Strike, Shadow Strike, Mana Leak, what else? Is that it? That might be it. Lotus Orb is going to reflect that. I don't think they have any... They could Lotus Orb the Yules, Lotus Orb the Solar Crest. So yeah, there's a lot of the good Lotus Orbs here. Hookshot won't connect on Swindle. Mike doesn't connect. He might have to just have... He's going to get pushed back with the Blinding Light, and this might be it. Yawar going in. The right click is there. There's the Sonic Wave. Yules up for Yawar to keep him alive. Whitebeard jumped in, then just dies immediately to the Viper. Not looking that great for Summer's Rift, but they try to take that out of the melee racks. Does get glyphed up. Good splitter. Yawar still going toe-to-toe. Still has that Aegis, and he really wants this rack. But they won't grab it. Look how low Brax is. They're going to have to back away.
This isn't good. Yawar should be going down here, but he wants to take that Rax with him if possible. Certainly make him work for it here. Yules is up, comes back down. And he's not enough to bring down Swindle. The rest of them are going to look to retreat here. Brax eats the cheese, turns around, and man, pops out the Lotus, or gets the help from the Lotus from Mike. I think that was Mana Leak from Fly onto himself. It was.
Yes.
But minor casualty. The Rax does end up going down here. This is all coming from a bit of an awkward engagement start from Summer's Rift. Mike missing that hook shot, and Yawar's like, I'm going anyways, boys. We're going in.
Yeah, Yawar doesn't give a damn. He just wanted to take down that Rax. His team does take it down for him, but the Edict was very close in doing so. Rax is now grabbing a Javelin for what I can only imagine being an MKB against Blinding Light, as well as the Solar Crest. The good news for the Keeper Light is that Blinding Light will still hit him, and it will affect the buildings. So at the very least, he'll be missing on the buildings a little bit. But... Alright, 48 minutes into the game, Dakota. They've lost 2.5 sets of Rax. And now there's an MKB on Brax. What are the percent chances we're thinking here for Complexity right now?
I would say 25? I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, Summer's Rift, they overstepped themselves a bit too far. Complexity might be able to just kind of take it back over and punish Summer's Rift for making mistakes. I mean, I would certainly think Summer's Rift are the team that has the bigger arsenal, the more firepower, and the capability of being able to close this game out. But it's more so about the execution.
I like
being
this
able
play,
to
though.
like follow it up. But Complexity could do something very cheeky, very crafty, and catch out Summer's Rift in a bad position. The next thing you know, they're going to be already in the base, and they're going to go right for the jugular.
It is daytime, and they're pushing up. They've done this before. If Fly can stay alive, which that's a big if, and pump out as much healing as he possibly can, they've got a shot at least doing some structural damage here. Even have the Solar Crest in swing of Owens. He's a very tanky man. Brax is pushing bottom. The Manta, the Lotus reflect Viper Strike. Swindle flexing his guns. Brax is mid. He takes down the tier 3 tower. Doesn't want that aim range Brax. Now back at the fight mid lane. Demon's going to get Viper Strike. Forces away twice, but he's still in some trouble. Guarding Greaves will keep him up and alive. That's still taking him down. Last right.
Brax just took the mid lane Rax, too.
Alright. Wow.
He just took him right there in front of him and said, see you later.
Huh.
Thanks for the Rax.
Yeah, that's probably game. I mean, Complexity they're really banking on pushing in and just being able to, I don't know, get a Rax,
Suddenly
get a
it's
tier 4.
one wimpy little Rax between Megas, and it's a ranged Rax. Just like that.
It's not great. How did he do that? I guess the Krups were in the base. He pushed in bottom lane, and then there was no backdoor protection? Easy? That must have been it.
He went in. I mean, that top lane had been pushing in nonstop.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the problem, man. You have one set of Racks down. All of a sudden, there's Krups at your doorstep, and you're missing another one seconds after. There's the Hex coming out from Ziz, but it's just a bit too late, I think. And all you really need to do is push in bottom lane, clean up that range Rax, which is, what, 3 shots for the Glinks here at this point with an MKB? Oh, it's probably less than that, actually. He's just going to do exactly that. Let me clear up this group wave real quick. Let me clear up the range Rax, and then we're going to go for Megas. He's just going to walk in. This should be backdoor protected, though. Oh, maybe I'll just fight.
He's going to get silenced up before he can retreat here. Are they able to follow with more damage here? No. They're actually making the move on to Demon. Demon, with the retreat, gets annihilated from the Sonic Wave. Will end up going down, meanwhile, on the southern side. You are going to get isolated.
Tier 4s are gone. The H is being hit up. This game's over.
Brax is like, dum-de-dee, dum-de-doo. Thank you very much. I'll see you later. I'm going to be in the grand finals.
Is he going to be able to bring... Yeah, this is over. It's over.
Good game.
That's the most anticlimactic way I've ever seen a game end.
I have never seen a game end like that.
That's awkward.
He could have just like dropped his mouse, picked up a soda, and was like, "Okay, guys, we're in the finals."
He just had to hit his BKB button a little bit later. That's all he needed. But I mean, I feel bad, man. You missed out on that second game, which is a frickin' barn burner, and then we get this one that just ends. Bleh. I mean, there's a couple of good team fights here and there, but I mean, Summer's Rift had the advantage the entire way through, right? Nothing crazy happening.
No, I mean, that was really. It's hard to say. I mean, to be honest with you, this Complexity draft just did not win me over.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm not obviously the pros out there, but it's just like I felt like it was a bit of a hodgepodge of what they wanted to objectively do. You have like part of a team that's very siege heavy looking to kind of get stuff done before pressing past the 30-minute mark. And then the other part of the team, which is very good at defending high ground and stalling the game out, but then what are you stalling into? And it seemed a bit all over the place. And then the heroes they had, you had to get so much to really make strong use of them. While Summer's Rift just have a solid draft top to bottom, and I love the pick of Clinks at the end. It clearly just worked out, and I would put Brax as the MVP on Game 3. But what a showing from Summer's Rift for the whole series. They pull out a pretty damn big upset. They rock out, and KotLGuy are now going to be out of BTS Americas, your TI5 qualified team. Eliminated.
Yeah, I will say this for KotLGuy. There's a definite chance that they're saving strats for TI.
That's true.
And they might have wanted to try some stuff out here. It's not... listen, clearly teams have their mind elsewhere, but this is still a big tournament, and the way they went down in this particular series kind of leaves something to be desired. And you have to wonder, how is this going to affect their TI performance? Regardless, they're out. That's it. They're done. And Summer's Rift will move on to the finals to play up against either Archon or Root Gaming. And we'll find out which team is going to make it tomorrow. I believe it's at 8 Eastern tomorrow, Dakota, or am I wrong about that?
It will be the same time as today,
okay,
5 p.m. Eastern.
All right, excellent. So I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Again, we do apologize for any sort of issues we had. Obviously, I know, Dakota, you must have been so frustrated. I've dealt with that before, so I think every caster has, in fact, and I'm sure
everything should be good to go for tomorrow. We'll
Okay.
have everything back the way we should.
Okay.
I'll take over back production. There'll be no mic issues. Like, as soon as the internet came up, it was like just before the game was starting.
Yes.
So it was like I just wanted to be in the game.
Yeah.
I didn't have a chance to like look over my audio stuff, make sure everything was up and going. I had to quickly like change stuff on the fly. So I apologize about that. I wanted to make sure I was at least there, so you didn't have to solo cast your whole way through. But tomorrow, given there'll be no more ISP issues, it should be back to where we were normally. I'll take over production. Maut, if you're there, I'd be happy to have you as co-caster.
We'd love
but
to.
Regardless, we'll be here for more semifinal action. Folks, we only have 2 more series, and the BTS Americas is done, and then all we have to look forward to is TI5. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. For me, I hope you guys enjoy the production. I hope you enjoy the casting. Very excited to be part of the BTS Americas broadcast. With that being said, today is done. Congratulations to Summer's Rift for making it to the grand finals. Thank you to KotLGuy for participating. They had a great run. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Of course, this BTS Americas presented by Squarespace. Make sure you go ahead and follow us if you enjoy the cast. My name is Maut. You can follow me at MautDota. With me, of course, is KotLGuy. As always, you can follow him at KotLGuy. And we will see you all tomorrow for more amazing BTS Americas action. See you guys later.
Are you an esports fan? Prove your knowledge and start winning cash on Alpha Draft Fantasy Esports.